My name is Karthik, and these are my friends, Bayarfi, Ishwar, Pranav, and Nirad.
Nice to meet you guys. So what's going on? You guys look disturbed.
Well, lately things have been disturbing me in my life. I've been doubting whether or not there really is a higher power. I'm going through so many hardships in my life. If there really was a God or supreme conscience, wouldn't it be helping me? Also, they say that God is everywhere. If that's the case, then shouldn't I be able to see him?
That's a great question. This question has arisen for everyone at least one point in your life. So, here's a story that might clear your perception. A bunch of kids were following a sage one day, asking him to show them God, if he really existed. The sage asked the kids to get milk with sugar in it. Then the sage asked them if there was sugar in the milk. The kids said yes. Then the sage asked them to show them the sugar in the milk. But is that possible?
No.
Exactly, because the sugar had dissolved in the milk. Just like that, God is everywhere, but we can't see him. He's here to help you.
But then why am I experiencing so much pain in my life? I almost feel like I'm hitting a rough spot or something.
On sunny days like today, you can see the sun. But on cloudy days, the sun isn't visible, but it doesn't mean it's not there. The troubles you are going through are just a part of life. If you had no troubles, you would have no life. Life is full of pleasure and pain. If you pray to God, he can give you the strength to overcome those troubles.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clearing that up. I didn't think from that point of view.
Can you clear something up for me too?
Yeah, sure. What's the deal?
People are pressuring me to give them answers to tests, and I don't know how to say no. Everyone else is doing it. I feel like I have to impress other people. What do I do?
You seem to be experiencing peer pressure. Peer pressure could be good or bad, but negative peer pressure only exists as long as you try to impress the person that puts you through it.
But why shouldn't I impress them? I need to create a good image of myself, right?
You don't have to impress your peers because their opinions won't matter when you go to college or get a job. Real friends accept you for who you are. They should respect your values and your virtues. Just walk away or say no bluntly when asked for favors, such as cheating on a quiz. Peer pressure is something you experience your whole life, so it's very important you know how to cope with it.
Also, everyone has the nearest fashionable clothing, and mine is considered old and outdated. They're comfortable, but I don't want to seem like an outcast, the only one not wearing that shirt.
You're independent. You should make your own decisions. Don't let other people influence your decisions. Wear what's comfortable for you, and that is your choice, not your peers. Plus, those shirts cost a ton of money, and you would be wasting money unnecessarily, while the shirt you have is just as good. Just don't dress like a lunatic, expressing it as who you are, because there is an unwritten dress code for whenever you step out of the house.
I also have a few problems as well. My mom forces me to wear bindi to school every single day, and people often tease me about it. I'm also restricted to a certain clothing and have pictures of Baba all around my house. And whenever my friends come over, they either ask me or make fun of his afro and appearance. I really want to tell my mom about this, but I'm afraid she'll get angry at me because she strongly believes in cultures and traditions. One time she confronted me and thought I was too embarrassed to tell my friends who Baba is. But in reality, I have no idea how to explain it to them. What should I do?
You have to talk to your mom about it. The bindi has a lot of significance. Talk to your mom about it. I'm pretty sure she'll be happy to tell you. Educate the people that are annoying you. Tell them about your tradition.
What if they don't listen?
Then ignore them, but don't ignore your beliefs. Embrace your culture.
But if your mom restricts you from wearing certain clothing, it prevents you from showing your personality, right?
When you walk out of the house, there's an unwritten dress code for every place you go. You wouldn't wear the same clothes to SSC that you would to a party, would you? Same thing with school. You wouldn't wear your pajamas to school or something like that. Always dress decent, and with that decency, you show your personality.
But what about the Baba pictures? How do I explain to my friends who he is?
Introduce Swami in a way that they can relate. Don't introduce him as some all-powerful God. Introduce him as your spiritual leader that helps you guide your life. Tell them that he is your foundation and he shows you how to be a righteous person. It's all in how you communicate.
How do you communicate? When I want to say something, I can't. And when I do say something, I always say the wrong thing. What do I do?
See everyone as your friends. That way you'll feel more comfortable while talking to them. Relax and don't feel like you have to impress everyone with what you have to say.
Also, don't feel compelled to make small talk if you don't have to. If you can't see everyone as God, then think of them. If you can't see everyone as friends, then think of them as God if you're more comfortable doing that. Everybody has God in them. That's the reason that they're alive. See them as your favorite deity and treat them accordingly.
So, everything in this world is God?
Yes, in fact, everyone is the spark of the divine. In fact, we are all God. We just haven't realized it yet.
It's so hard to see people as God when they're always bragging about their grades and their talents while making you feel bad.
I agree. People try to force me to think that's not extremely friendly.
When people don't treat you the same way, it's really hard to treat them nicely.
What do you mean? A lot of my peers are always so competitive and always try to outdo each other. They only talk about getting high grades, taking all APs. Oh yeah, and pressure you to be as good as them.
I think Cerestia would be better at explaining this one.
Yes, I personally went through this issue. So tell me, what are your strengths, interests, and talents?
I love to play the violin and sing. I love to perform. These are my strengths. I've also went to nationwide competitions for it.
See, that's your strength. You should give your best at what you're strong in. Yes, school is extremely important, and you must do well, but don't be competitive about it. Everybody has strengths. Your strength could be another's weakness.
But God has never helped me on tests and quizzes. I always pray to Him before I take them, but still, I never do well.
Maybe the issue is that you're not studying the right way. God helps those who help themselves. Praying to God before tests is definitely a good thing, but make sure you're also studying and preparing yourself. If studying by yourself isn't working, then maybe you can ask an adult or peer to help you. Oh, I agree. I used to never have to study for any of my tests in middle school. But now my new class forces me to study, work hard, and memorize all my vocabulary. I think a little push should do it, and don't forget to pray to God.
Oh, okay. So from now on, I will study to God. I will study the right way and pray to God before tests.
But what about the volunteering hours? I know a lot of people in my school who are always racing to get the highest number of hours.
Service to society is service to God, but only if your intention is correct. In Sanskrit, service to God is called dasya. If you volunteer to get hours, the whole purpose in serving this world is ruined. In order to volunteering is truly service to God if your intention is right. And you may not have as many hours as them, but at least your devotion is true.
Oh, okay, so I'll continue to do service with the right mind and intention. That should help me.
It sure will. You had a problem with others being too competitive, and I would like to tell the rest of you a story to discourage you from this. There was once a man named Josh who went jogging one morning, and he noticed a man a third of a mile ahead of him. Now, in a fit of overcompetitiveness, he began sprinting as fast as possible, and eventually overcame him. Unfortunately, this was after he realized he had missed his turn by 6 blocks and had to turn around.
I'm confused. What are you trying to say here?
We are always running after other people when we should be on our path to our own future. Isn't this what happens when we try and outdo the people in our lives?
Oh, I get it. We will always meet people who are better than us. But it is important to realize that we can be the best that we can be when we aren't competing about it.
Oh, all of this is so connected.
Yes, of course. It's important to stay true to who you are while keeping your traditions alive. Don't let others negatively influence who you are, such as competition, and remember God, who will help you through this journey of life.
I think I speak for everyone when you guys really helped us out. Your advice was so helpful, and I can't wait to put it back in action.
No problem. On behalf of all of us, if you have any other questions or concerns, feel free to ask. We would love to help.
Yes, of course. Thank you once again for everything.
Thus, the teens' doubts and problems were resolved by correcting themselves before correcting others. The teens were impressed and greatly influenced by the SSE kids. Our goal is to be like those graduates and be role models to every teen who has problems like these. Thank you, and Siren.